Alright, we'll see how this video does. This is another video I've been wanting to make, and it is about this little guy, Apple Watch. Popular watch. It's like a smartphone and a watch, text messages, tons of apps, tells time. Amazing piece of technology. And I prefer this. Take the strap off. This is my Fenix 6X by Garmin. So you got both of these here. Both activity watches, both, well, not really smart watches. The Apple is more of a smart watch. The Fenix is more of an activity watch. I went back and forth between these two watches more times than I'd like to admit. And so making this video in case there's someone out there who's trying to decide, do I want the Apple Watch or do I want a Garmin watch? And the Garmin doesn't have to be the Fenix. It can be, Garmin makes tons of watches. The one Garmin that I would not advise buying is the one that has the moving hands. I personally know of people who are having issues with the hands moving. Garmin, I don't know what the deal is, but it's multiple watches and just the hands weren't going where they needed to go. So I love Garmin products. Obviously I love them because this is, again, one of my favorite pieces of tech out of all the things I own. My iPhone, my iPad, my cameras, you name it. This guy leaves my wrist when I shower, and that's it. And there's people that say you can shower in it, but I don't mix steam and electronics. So let's dive in. Why did I choose the Garmin watch? In this case, the Fenix 6X. I've had the 5X. Why did I choose that over the Apple Watch? What do I want out of a watch? I want a heart rate monitor. I want activity tracking, meaning if I want to go for a run, I choose run, and it tracks, some core data or some basic data about that run. Same thing for walking, for cycling, for hiking, all that fun stuff. I won't make this video long. The number one reason for choosing the Garmin over the Apple Watch, if you'll notice, this watch is dead. This is my son's watch. For the record, he saved up for this watch. Both of my sons saved for quite a while to go buy what was at the time an older Apple Watch. It was the cheapest one they had. They wanted one. Hell, they might be selling them now. But as you'll see, it's dead. Fully charged, it's going to make it less than 2 days. I don't know, day and a half, and it's got to be charged again. This watch is at 44%, and it says I have 9 days. I have more than 9 days. That 9 days is if I go run or walk or bike every single day. When it's fully charged, it tells me I have 21 days of battery. If I were to do nothing, I bet I could get a month on this Fenix. Now this is the big one. This is the 6X, so it's got the biggest battery. Just to elaborate for a minute, the Fenix comes in a small, medium, and large. You've got the Fenix S, which is small. My wife has that watch. She loves it. Fenix 6, same as a 5, is their regular normal size watch, and then the X is the beefy, meaty, chunky. To give you an idea, let's see if I can put these side by side. Now this is the small Apple Watch. You're putting the smallest against the biggest. So it's a big honking watch, but it's not that big on my wrist. I don't think I have a small wrist, but I could thread this thing through again. But like I was saying, the number one reason is charging that every day was a pain in the ass, an absolute pain in the ass. I felt tied to a charger with the Apple Watch. With the Garmin, I charge it every couple of weeks. It'll get down to where it's at, 44% now. I'll throw it on a charger a couple hours. I'm at 100% after literally a few hours, and I'm good for 2 weeks to a month. I don't think about battery with the Garmin. So number one reason is battery life. Let's see if I can get this. This is one of the newer bands that I'm kind of testing out. I really like it. It's from the, I think it's from the Enduro, Garmin Enduro, and it's very much like the Apple Watch band. It's not what it comes with, but it's a great band. Number 2, durability. This, if you look at it wrong, is going to get scratches. You can buy Apple Care Plus, but the one they replace it with is going to get scratches. The screens crack, they pop off. It's a reliable, durable watch, but nothing is going to touch, very few things are going to touch the Garmin Fenix as far as durability. In fact, yesterday, I've got a post out on, if you go to Reddit, Garmin Fenix, I think that's a Reddit Fenix, I don't know, it's the Phoenix forum for Garmin Fenix watches. I put a post out there that showed where I was riding my bike, had to go through what ended up being some small trees. I thought they were bushes, and I'm kind of blocking them so they don't clip the front of my handlebars, and wood was like all caked into this. It literally, chunks of wood had gone into the bezel. Got home, I kind of freaked, I'm not gonna lie. Freaked out, thought I'd finally got my scratches in it. Brought it home, took it to the bathroom, not the bathroom, but took it in the bathroom, got it wet, used an old toothbrush, which I use for everything. I save a ton of old toothbrushes. That's from my dad. Cleaned it up, there's no scratches. You can see from the post on Reddit. Do I have my phone? I don't. I should go get that. I will have to go get that. But durability, you're not going to beat the Garmin Fenix when it comes to durability. So again, battery life, the Garmin Fenix, any of them, blow the Apple Watch away. Durability and ruggedness, the Garmin Fenix, any of them, they blow the Apple Watch away. I mean, it's not even close. It's not like, an 8 and a 10. It's a 4 and a 10 when it comes to rugged and durability. So there's a rumor that Apple's making kind of a more rugged watch. I don't know. I'm not that interested. When Apple comes out and tells me they'll give me 30 days of battery life and make it where I can run into trees and clean chunks of wood out of it, then I'll think about it. Until then, I don't know. I'm happy. So I'm going to go get my phone and come right back. All right, I'm back. There was a purpose to going to get my phone. I want to show you the app here in a minute. Planes flying over. We're near LAX, so you hear a lot of planes. It's not just me. Give you an idea, my wife, extremely active. She's run marathons, biking, hiking, running, you name it. There's a very expensive watch that she's wanted for a very long time, early in her career. And we had gotten to the point where, that might be an option. And she had, in the last year or so, got her Garmin Fenix 6S. And I was like, hey, babe, so we're gonna do your celebratory watch? What are we gonna do? And she sat there and she's like, I'll have to take my Fenix off. And she wasn't joking. So we ended up buying her like the really nice metal band for her Garmin Fenix. But I think that says a lot when someone's willing to turn down a really, really expensive and nice popular dress watch because they don't want to take off their Garmin. I feel the same way. So we're going to go down to, we start with the number one reason I would never, that I'm not going back to Apple in the foreseeable future is battery, number 1. 2, rugged. Apple cannot compete with the battery life of the Garmin, and it cannot compete with how rugged the Garmin is. Number 3, the app. So I'll admit I haven't been to the Apple's health app in a long time, but one thing that drove me nuts when I had the Apple Watch was my metrics moved around. Like my resting heart rate would be at the top one day, then it'd be number 4 one day, and then my steps would be in different locations. What I like about the Garmin app, and I don't know if you can see this, is my heart rate is at the top, and then we go into my body battery, my stress, my steps, and so on. And everything is in the same place all the time. And if I want to get more details into my steps, I click on that, I can see a history. The metrics that are taken by the Garmin watch, the Garmin Fenix, are way more than the average person needs. I don't need them. I mean, I think it's looking at your cadence when you run. It'll track all kind of elevation changes for when you're mountain biking or hiking. Obviously heart rate. I will say, I'm going to take a tangent here for a second. Heart rate monitor. One of the big things that I wanted to make sure I was getting when I left the Apple was a good heart rate monitor, because the Apple Watch, after the 4 on, amazing heart rate monitor. I've done a ton of testing from the Garmin 935 to the 945, which basically the 935, 945, those are the same. It's like a light version of the Fenix 5 and Fenix 6. If you have questions about any of this or want advice, leave a comment. I'm glad to help. But I tested all these against the Apple Watch, going upstairs, going downstairs, response time, and the Garmin was just as good as the Apple. Absolutely. There were days where the Apple did better, there were days where the Garmin did better, but on average, great heart rate monitor. What these watches are not good at is if it involves something where your wrist is flexing. So if you're mountain biking, and I can't imagine doing a lot of flexing, but you're going to lose accuracy on your heart rate from the tracking. Weightlifting, don't even bother. I don't know. I mean, I've lifted for a long time. I've never tracked my heart rate. You kind of can tell when you're ready for the next set, or a lot of people just do a 30, 60 minute and a half wait times. So the heart rate monitor is not going to be great for that. But so going back, my third reason for selecting the Garmin, especially the Fenix, over the Apple Watch is the app. The app is more detailed. It has more data. It's more consistent. When I open it up, I know where things are. So I'm not digging for my information. I actually use the Garmin Connect app versus the Apple was like just kind of there. So let's move on. Number 4, apps. What I found with the Apple Watch is if I wanted to do something other than what it came with, like running, biking, whatever, I had to find an app. And there was a great app. There's an app called something outdoor. I forgot the name of it. It's been so long. But that app is amazing. You know, it had your maps. It basically was trying to turn the Apple Watch into a Garmin. And it did a good job of what it was trying to do. It did not make it a Garmin, but it highly improved the activity functions of the Apple Watch. But you had to get apps. With the Garmin, and we're talking about the Fenix here, I have everything that I could possibly want. If I want to go for, I'm done, boom, walk, I'm ready to go. Once I get GPS signals, let's see, if it says I have 26 hours of activity. I've got less than half a battery life, and I've got more activity. I can record GPS and be more active or last longer than this watch can just chilling. So I'm ready to go on a run activity. I back out of that, go back. I've got run, walk, bike, hike, mountain bike, bike indoor, trail run, treadmill, ski, row indoor. With this watch, you go skiing, you turn it on, hit start for the ski activity, go skiing. It recognizes when you're on the lift. Now, is it perfect? No. But it will recognize when you're on the lift and going up versus when you're doing runs down the mountain. Tracks your speed. I mean, I think it said I hit like 50 miles an hour. That's probably busting my ass. But anyway, just the level of activities that are native to the Garmin Fenix well outperform what's offered on the Apple Watch. So apps versus activities, another win for the Garmin. Where does the Apple win? I think it wins in, like, if you want text messages on your watch, if you want news and alerts on your watch. And just to share my bias, I hate all of those things. I don't want my wrist like vibrating every single time I get a text message, a news alert, an Instagram alert, whatever it is. Now those can be turned on here. I don't think you can reply to text. You can get the alerts on this watch. I turn them all off, just like I turn them off here. And that was another thing. I remember I've got this watch, I'm charging it every day, and I'm not even using it for its intended purpose. So yeah, I didn't have the right watch. Let's see here, what else? So we've got battery life, rugged, the app, and the native activities on this Garmin are way better. The next thing that stands out is no touchscreen. And I know touchscreens are all the rave and everything. You can swipe, see my stuff. When I'm sweaty, I don't want to swipe. When I've got gloves on, it's not going to recognize a swipe. When I swipe, I have to look, and these little selects, like, I might have to touch something that's like 10% of this tiny little screen. That's not fun. When I'm running, walking, biking, whatever, for every single activity that I do, you've got multiple data screens. Like, you might have a screen that just shows 4 pieces of data: your heart rate, your elevation, your speed, and your average pace or whatever. The next screen could be a map. The next screen could be your heart rate, and then what zone you're in. And then the next screen could just be time. And I know that sounds crazy, but there's something about, like, when I'm out exercising, I know I can go ding, 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 and number 3 is time. I hit it 3 times, don't have to look. I looked at my watch during an activity and my time. Ding, I'm back to my main screen. Ding, 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 I'm at heart rate. So the physical buttons, whether I have gloves, whether I'm sweaty, whatever, I don't have to look. I literally can just do it, and I know what I'm going to see when I'm ready to look. Because here, if I'm mountain biking, I'm riding down, and I'm trying, that's not going to happen. No way in hell I'm doing that, especially not on California canyon trails. But here, if I'm mountain biking, whatever, I find a flat spot, ding, ding, I'm not ready to look, but I'm ready when I hit another spot, now I can look. So the physical buttons go a long way. I don't know. If there's other things that you find advantageous about the Garmin Fenix line, feel free to add a comment. Let me know your thoughts. The Apple Watch is an amazing piece of tech, it truly is, but I'm guessing I bought and sold these things 3 to 4 times. Reddit, Apple Swap. I know I buy and sell a lot of stuff. Apple Swap on Reddit's where I do a lot of my buying and selling of Apple stuff. I haven't been doing that in a very long time just because I've got the iPad I need. I don't need an Apple Watch, and I'm more down the road of Garmin now. So hope this video helps. If you have questions about the Fenix, let me know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So there's older. That's one thing I'll say is someone asked on the Garmin Reddit forum, hey, I can get a 5X for like $300 right now. Is that worth it in this year? And if $300 is your budget and you had to choose between an Apple Watch and a Garmin and you wanted text messages, news alerts, and all that stuff, Apple Watch is what you need to go buy. If your budget is $300, you can't afford the new 6X Fenix, but you want a rugged watch with great GPS, great heart rate monitoring, and tons of activities, the Fenix 5X is still an amazing watch. I forgot to mention, this has golf. You download the just on the app, the courses, you go play, and you just click through, it gives you your yards on the course. So those, it used to be, you bought those or you still can buy those as golf GPS devices and upload your courses or whatever. Now you can do it on your phone, but I refuse to pay for the subscriptions. But it's here, it's free. There's nothing to add. I downloaded the course into my phone, and then I hit golf on here, and it's like, which course would you like to play? I start it, knew I was on hole 1, I hit my first shot, it says you're 150 out to the green, here's the distance to the back, center, and front. I mean, it's insane. I should talk about price. I don't know what Apple Watches cost right now. I will say that this watch now, the big one, it was $850 when I bought it. Hold up. It's now going for like $799. But here's the kicker. I think I paid less than $500 for this watch, brand new. And what I did is I utilized a friend who had a code for their health insurance. Birds, planes, trains, what else? It was a 30% off code, straight with Garmin online. And so let's say this was $850. I mean, that's 85 times 3 was like over $250 I got off right away from an $850 watch. So we're now down to what, like $600? Then my work every 2 years offers a credit of $150 if you buy a health device. Kept my receipt, filled out the form, $150 showed up in my paycheck. So 30% off $850 plus $150. I mean, I love this thing, and that's why I'm making the video. I enjoyed the Apple Watch for what it did, and it got me out, it got me running. And if you're somewhere where you need something to motivate you, pick anything. Get outside, go for a walk, go for a run, go do anything. Just get outside in this, it's California, it's beautiful weather, but whenever you can, get out. But it just wasn't for me. It might be for some people. But when it comes to a Garmin, I cannot recommend the Fenix line enough. If you don't want to go with the Fenix, if it's too big, too heavy, because it's all metal. I mean, this is you hear it. That's a chunk of metal. I sleep in it, I don't care. If you don't want heavy, they make a line called the 945. It's very light, very trim, obviously not as durable and rugged. The 935 is the old one, 945 is a new one. Hell, there might be a new one by now, I don't know. But it's a light version of the Fenix. It pretty much is the same thing in a plastic casing. There's also the Garmin Instinct, and I want one of those watches so bad. It basically looks like the old school Casio G-Shocks, which I'm a huge fan of, but it's a Garmin. And it has, let's say 80, 90% of the activities that exist in this. Not everyone needs golf. Not everyone needs, I don't know, swimming in the ocean or whatever it is. And so the Instinct could be your thing. And the Instinct has a great battery life. They have a solar version. So if you don't want to go big and heavy, and you want just like, maybe you don't want this look of this big round screen, you want something more classic like a Casio, the Instinct could be your thing. I haven't owned one. I've tried them on, but I feel like I can vouch for them being amazing devices. They're more simple of a device. I mean, they don't have the screens and the widgets and all that stuff. It's just, boom, it's a monochromatic screen. The battery's going to last forever. Maybe not as long as this, but weeks. You're still going to get weeks. And it's a great device. So what else would I share? If you're on the fence between the 5 series and the 6 series, if the budget's there, go 6. Obviously, it's newer. You get a newer heart rate monitor, but you also get these things called widgets. And you basically just hit a down button and there's weather, and you can get more detailed information. I don't know if you can see that. I go back, I scroll down again. I can see sunset, sunrise. It gives you twilight. So as a photographer, I know when I'm going to hit twilight, morning and evening. The next one is sleep. And you can customize all of these. The next one is heart rate. Let's see here. I can show my last 4 hours of heart rate. And then it gives, let's see if it provides this. It's not going to give it to me, is it? I guess I got to be wearing, oh, there we go. My resting heart rate. Yes, that's a 43. I have an extremely low resting heart rate. And then, you go down to your daily activities, my day, my steps, my floors, training status. I mean, there's so much stuff in this. But, you can go from using it in a very basic fashion to a very complex fashion to, train for anything that you want to do. So, also, there are modes where you can extend the battery life. If you buy one, turn off the pulse ox. Ask me those questions if you need it, but the pulse ox, which is there, kind of popular during COVID, honestly, it drains battery like nobody's business. I will keep going for a minute. It was refreshing early on in COVID to know that we had pulse ox. And you can take a reading on your wrist. You got to be crazy still, and it takes a couple of times sometimes. This is not a medical device. But what you can also do is just place your finger there and then take the reading. But definitely during COVID, you got the sniffles or whatever, you're like not feeling great. Obviously, go see your doctor if you feel bad, but it was nice to run a pulse or an oxygen level check and see, the high 90s number for peace of mind. So it's got that as well. So anyway, in closing, I went back and forth between the Apple Watch a lot. I am not a message, I'm not a notification person. I want all that turned off. I am a utility. Give me my activities. Give me rugged. Give me something I can beat the hell out of, and it'll keep coming back asking for more. And that's the Fenix. That's the Garmin Fenix. Garmin makes other watches. This is the one I love. When the new one comes out, there's no need for me to buy it right away. I'll probably wait till I can save some money via another discount or health discount or whatever, but I love this thing. So in closing, if you have questions, let me know. Glad to help if you want to compare devices. I don't know much about the touchscreen devices that Garmin sells. Again, why would I leave this touchscreen to buy a Garmin touchscreen? Because I think that Apple is going to implement a touchscreen better than Garmin. What Garmin gets right is the basic buttons, crazy simple, whatever this screen is. I don't know if it's TFT, just simple, basic color screen. They get it right. They get it really right. And I will say with the Fenix 5, the app, and I'm sure it's worked out by now, but like the app to watch, it was not streamlined. The 6 has been awesome. So that's enough of this. Wanted to share. Hope I've helped. And that's it. Have a good day.